Hello, Greg Mihovich here on thegroundgym.com. Today, I'm going to share with you what I consider to be one of the most ultimate and foundational core training exercises, Systema ground roll. Enjoy. Our final version for today is going to look something like this. So now let's take a look at a few training progressions. First, let's begin with safety. In order to be safe with ground rolls, you need to take care of two things. First of all, when you're rolling backwards, your head needs to be out of the way. So for instance, if I'm rolling over my right shoulder, my head needs to be tilted to my left to clear the path for my legs and hips to come through. If I'm rolling on my left shoulder, my head needs to be tilted to my right to do the same thing on this side. Secondly, as I'm rolling backwards, I need to make sure that I'm keeping my eyes on both of my feet at all times. If I'm seeing both of my feet, that means my head is out of the way safe, and my feet are going to come through safely for myself and for my neck. Alright? So make sure that you keep those 2 points in mind at all times, especially as you're just learning your ground rolls. And so now with safety in mind, let's begin our first progression. Let's call it back half roll. So let's say I'm going to roll over my left shoulder. I'm going to exhale as I contract my core, tilt my head out to the side, look at my feet, exhale, and go into a strong tripod position. I'm going to park my feet on the floor, heels up, strong contact with the balls of my feet, kneecaps looking to the ground, hips are high, you don't want your hips off to the side, hands on the ground in the beginning, and then inhale and come back. Again, exhale as I contract my core, finish in a strong tripod position, very balanced, and then inhale as I come back. Now let's take a look at a couple more details. When you're rolling on the ground, you need stability. It's going to come from two things. First of all, just like I said, your hips need to be up high. That's going to keep you stacked, so your weight is right over your base. Second, in the beginning, as you learn to roll, keep your arms wide apart, like as stabilizers. As you roll, keep them wide apart like this. You don't want to be moving your hands down like this and then losing yourself and falling to the side. Eventually you're going to control your roll so much that you don't need your arms anyways. But in the beginning, as you're just learning, as you're just mastering the basic roll, keeping your arms wide out helps quite a bit. So again, exhale, contract the core, hips are high, arms are out for stability reasons. And then you inhale as you go back. Now let's take a look at another detail on your back rolls. You want to keep your spine out of the contact with the ground as much as possible for safety reasons. We're lucky here to have those mats, but the idea of the roll, you should be able to perform it under any circumstances in any environment, even if it's a hard surface like pavement or concrete or something like that. So the idea is that you roll on your soft tissues. So there are two ways for me to do this. I can either stay on one side and roll up my, let's say, right spinal erector and come out on the right shoulder, or I can use kind of like an inverted L, where I would come up, for example, left spinal erector, switch across my shoulders, and then come out on the right shoulder. When you go back, you reverse that. You go down on the right shoulder, go across your right shoulder, go across your shoulders, and then come down your left spinal erector. Let me illustrate both variations. So for instance, I'm going to start on my right side. Notice that I start tilted already. In other words, I'm not flat, my spine and my tailbone are out of contact with the ground, arms are wide. I exhale, I roll up my spinal erector, exhale, roll over the same side shoulder, and then come back. And I come back tilted as well. So again, exhale, strong tripod, and then inhale as I come back. Staying on the side of the body a little bit. Second variation would be to use an L. So for example, I'll start on my left side, see I'm a little bit tilted. I roll up my left spinal erector, switch on my shoulders, making sure that my head is out of the way as I switch. Exhale, seeing my feet at all times, both eyes, and then go across the shoulder, go across the scaps, and then come down on my left spinal erector. One more time, roll up, exhale, strong tripod, inhale as I roll across the scaps, and then down the left spinal erector. The detail that you need to be aware of is your breathing, super important. You see, when you're going to be rolling, you're going to be compressing so much, and that's why it's such an ultimate core exercise. You're going to be compressing your core musculature a lot, even your inner organs. And so when you're in that compressed state, what you want to do is you want to exhale all the air out. If you don't exhale all the air out, it's going to prevent you from enjoying a smooth roll over. It's going to restrict you a little bit, and it's going to make the roll a little bit rougher for you and not as smooth. So what you're looking for is when your body's in the most compressed state, you're at a full exhale, and then when your body starts expanding, when you go back, for example, you begin inhaling through the nose. So if I'm doing just a half back roll, exhale, arrive at a full exhale, begin my inhalation through the nose, arrive at full inhale. If I'm doing the full roll, then I'm exhaling halfway, and then I'm inhaling the other half. Arrive at the full inhale. Exhale, inhale, arriving at the full inhale. Super important that you time your breathing and your motion together.